Hi there, this is Karen. I'm with inspiredbygram.com. Welcome to my craft studio today. I am bringing you my second video for 2021 and it covers the craft fair items. So anything that you make for a craft fair and you sell. In this tutorial, I will show you how I created these holders for list pads, which I purchased for 88 cents at my local Walmart store. So as you can see, I have a nice floral pattern on the left side here using Expressions in Ink Specialty Designer Series paper from Stampin' Up. And on the right here, I've got a really fun one using the Sweet Stockings Designer Series paper from the mini catalog from also Stampin' Up. So I've got Christmas theme and I've got more of a floral. And the reason why I choose more florals and kind of fun patterns for Christmas is because that's what sells. And I try to put in my craft booth what sells, and pretty paper always sells. So I'm going to show you how to make the holder, and also I'm going to have an ordering special at the end, and I'm going to show you all of the list pads that I have created. I've created, I think, about 20 of them, so you can get an idea of what they look like. So here's the Expressions in Ink Specialty Designer Series paper. It comes from Stampin' Up. I am a Stampin' Up demonstrator. I love their products because of the coordination and the beautiful imagery that is on the Designer Series paper, and it's just fabulous. And this is a specialty paper, and it's because it's got that gold foil in there. So if you're a demonstrator, you would save 20 to 25% on all the products out of the catalogs. All right, so what else you'll need for this project? You're gonna need some scoring tape. This is tear tape. You can also use Seal Plus, and I'll use both of these so you can kind of get an idea of the flexibility. And also, I like to bring in the liquid glue, the Mono multi-purpose liquid glue. A bone folder is going to be your best friend in this project because you really need some really nice lines. I'm going to be using Shaded Spruce ink because that matches 100% with the card stock that I'm using. Stamp sets. So for me, in craft fairs, I always like to use kind of messages or sentiments that are very positive. So here's a few stamp sets that I picked out for my craft room that could be an option for you. Garden Wishes, Hydrangea Haven for the world is better because of you. Bamboo Beauty, I love this one. Where is it? A true friend is the one who holds your hand and touches your heart. Tidings and trimmings for Christmas. May your days be merry and bright, and it's the wonderful time of the year. Sailing Home could be a nice set for a masculine list pad, although we know guys, do they really keep lists? I don't think so. Some do, but mostly females do that. So I like the set sail in the direction of your dreams. And then the one I'm going to be using today comes from Pansy Patch. The little things you do make such a big difference. So that's the one we're going to be using today. Let me set all of these aside. All right. And then, all right, so then you're going to need a trimmer. So I love the Stampin' Up trimmer just because it's got the scoring blade and the cutting blade all on the same track. And you'll definitely need both, and it saves time. So I've got my cardstock, which is cut it's 8.5 by 11. We're going to need to trim it down to 8 5/8 on the longer side. Leave the 8.5 by itself. So we're going to extend out the arm so we can find the 8 5/8, which is way over here. And it's 2 ticks after the 8.5, so 1 and 2. So again, I'm cutting along the 11-inch side. Save this because you're going to need that. And then you're going to turn it, and you're going to be scoring. So score it 3 3/4. And here's the scoring blade here. So we'll start up and down. Then 4 1/8. So 2 ticks after the 4. And then 4.5. Easy measurements. And that is all you need the trimmer for. So I'm going to take this and put it off to the side here. So this is where I said the bone folder is going to be your best friend. Because you really need to make these lines very, very creased. Okay, so we're going to burnish those lines so that they really lay flat. Go over it a couple times. And you've got 3 of them. I fold it first, and then I'll take my bone folder and go twice. So now you're going to fold it on that center fold. So there's three fold lines. Fold it on the center and rotate it. So now you're going to have the shorter side on the top and the longer on the bottom. I use paper snips, and what you're going to do next is you're going to cut up to the score line. And I cut about 2 inches down from the top, and I'm just going to go all the way up to the score line. And then I'm going to make another cut about 1/2 inch down. This is where the pen is going to be held. So cut right up to that score line. Now this can be the trickiest part of all. And you're going to open this up, and then you've got 2 areas here. Your score tape is going to go on the one that's on the right side. So I'm going to take my tear tape, and then we're going to add it onto that area between the score lines. Go slow so you stay in the middle of it and just tear it off. Then we're going to rotate it, and we're going to add it to this other side. You do not want to put the score tape right here, because that is going to be, there's going to be no adhesive there. The next step that I find really helpful is just take your bone folder along that score tape and just give it a really good burnish, because it's so much easier to take off that adhesive backing. So I'm going to use my Take Your Pick tool, and then we're just going to peel that off, and then we'll take the other one and peel that one off. So the next step, let's go turn it this way. You're going to fold on this line here, okay? So you're going to fold all the way over. So bring it all the way up and all the way over. So now the top is longer than the bottom. Take your bone folder and just kind of burnish it. This is getting that adhesive really stuck. So now take your finger and just poke this out very slowly. Then take this and fold it together. Again, you're going to use that bone folder. Okay, so now it kind of looks like this. Okay, we're going to prep the list pads. So I bought mine from Walmart. It's a local Walmart. And I went there probably 3 weeks ago. They're all gone. So here's it. It's called Pen and Gear List Pad, 80 pages. And there is an item number on here. It's LP2038. You could go to walmart.com and try to find them there. They have little magnets on there. But I leave the magnets on there just because I don't want to take the time to take it off. So we'll take it out of the cello bag that it came in. We're going to flip it over. Then we're going to take that piece that we cut off from the cardstock. We're going to slide it under. I'm going to bring it as far as I can all the way to the top here. We're going to fold it over. Use that bone folder again. Give it a really good crease. And then we're going to fold this one over top. Again, use that bone folder. Now this is where I'm going to show you, you can use the Seal Plus. This is an adhesive from Stampin' Up! And it's amazing. It's so super sticky. I say it's as sticky as the tear tape. So if you want to save some time, Seal Plus works so well. See that? You don't have to pull off any of the backing on the tear tape. But if you have tear tape, you can just simply, let's use this. We'll add some here, or you could use that Seal Plus. It's strong enough. All right, so then I'm going to use the bone folder to burnish it. Now see how much time this takes? The Seal Plus works excellent. And I used it on all of the list pad holders that I used, and all of them are holding up really nicely. So then another thing I like to do is I want to make sure this is secure, because this is going to be a reusable holder. So if people they run out, they can add another one in there. So I sell it as a list pad holder, which is reusable. All right, so now we're going to bring this back into the picture here. And the biggest thing you want to remember is you want this top to be as close to the top as possible. And I'm just going to kind of look. Use that bone folder. It looks pretty straight down here, and I've got a little bit on the bottom here. So we're going to close it up. I'm going to be careful. Switch it over to the back side. I'm going to use that bone folder to give it some really good burnishing here. And we just need some time for that adhesive, especially the liquid glue, to settle in there. And you can kind of see, we open it up and it looks like that. So this is quite boring, so that's when we're going to add that pretty paper. Again, this is called Expressions in Ink, and my piece is cut 3.5 by 8.5, and it's going to go right on here. And then we're going to flip it over. Now this side is beautiful too. Like, look at that. All right, you guys, paper sells, so make sure when you're making these holders that you have paper that is attractive, that draws attention to your booth, and that what people are gonna like. Now, most of my customers are female, and I make my projects and items for craft fairs geared towards females. All right, so I've got that on there. Now I also like to add a strip of the Designer Series paper that matches. So this is the other side of it. It's cut 1.5 by 3.5. This is gonna go right here. And again, I'm just gonna use my liquid glue, just give you a variety of ways you can use adhesive. And it's gonna go right here. All right, so now I'm got my dies here. I've die cut these. You can use punches. I'll show you the ones that I've used and the ones at the end. I've got my shaded spruce. I've got my sentiment. I'm gonna ink that up, and I'm gonna stamp it right in the middle with shaded spruce. So everything coordinates. And now I'm going to turn this over. And let me just use my seal. This is a different adhesive you can purchase from my online store. We have all kinds of adhesive. Let's flip this over, and we're gonna rub it from the back side so that that adhesive does connect with the cardstock. So I want my label here popped up, so I'm gonna add some Stampin' Dimensionals, and I'm gonna add 4. And now I'm just going to push them with my thumbnails here, and then we'll just peel them off. Bring this back into the picture, and we're going to center that right on there. It's a little high, so I'm going to drop it down a little bit. Okay, that looks pretty good. So now the next thing I want to do, since this is Stampin' Up! Product, I need to abide by the Angel policy. So I have stickers that have my name, my website, my email address, and images copyright Stampin' Up! I need to add this because the Stampin' Up! Images and stamp sets are all copyrighted. So that abides by the Angel policy. And you can see this list pad comes out, and you can just simply add another one in. You could sell this as a list pad holder with one inside, and you could also add one extra and sell it as a, you know, a list pad plus one that you add in as refillable, so you've got an extra list pad in there, so you just bump up the price. All right, so now we need to embellish, of course. So you can embellish a number of different ways. I like to keep mine as flat as possible. So I have these elegant faceted gems, and they come in white, clear, and like a petal pink color. I'm gonna go with the petal pink color just because of this kind of peachy color here. And we're just gonna add 3 of them, and I'm looking for areas in white so that they will pop a little bit. So I always like to do add odd numbers. So I'm gonna add 5. So 1, 2, let's add one down here, 3, 4, and 5. I'll add one right there. All right, so 5 of those embellishments. Again, odd numbers are more pleasing to the eye than even numbers. You could add I've got a linen thread bow here. You could add it kind of off to the side if you wanted to, like that. Or you could just keep it plain like that. Doesn't really matter. But I would not embellish them too much just because people will put these in their like pocketbooks or bags. And they might just get kind of crushed. So keep it simple, but it's beautiful, right? So then the next thing I need to do is add a pen. So when I go shopping anywhere, I look for pen bargains. So all of these pens here are in a container. I'm gonna go with a pink. They were all on sale. I always try to buy my products on sale, and that colors that I know will work with the papers that I choose to use. All right, so that is our list pad. Now, what would I sell this for? Well, I know I have 88 cents into here, and I've got a pen that probably cost me like 5 cents maybe, and then the paper and the adhesive. So it probably cost me $1.75 maybe. So I'm gonna sell these for $5, or I will offer a special 3 for so 5, 10, 15, and then I'll take off $1 for each. So 3 for $12. So that'll be most people will buy the bargain rather than just the straight one for $5. So now I told you that I was going to have a ordering special, which I am happy to offer you. So I built a host code for my Stampin' Up! Website just for this list pad craft fair tutorial. The code is NTDHAK9H. And if you order a product, any products from the catalog, either the annual or the mini or the clearance rack is a great opportunity to get huge discounts on our products, up to 60% off. I always love to go to the clearance rack to save even more on my craft fair items. So the product orders, if you order from me, between $50 and $149.99, you must use that code. Again, that's NTDHAK9H. As a thank you for ordering, I'll send you one of these list pads for free as a thank you for ordering. And my website to order from is inspiredbygraham.com. Then you would go to the top menu bar and click Shop Now. Or you can use this really long URL, which I created with the host code. So stampinup.com !host code equals the NTDHAK9H. That automatically puts in the host code for you. Now, when you check out, look for the host code. It's really small. The field for it is really small, and it's at the top right. So if you have any other questions on where that host code and you get stuck, just give me a shout by emailing me. But don't complete your order until you add that host code in there. All right, so now I promised that I would be showing you all of the list pad holders that I created. So when I do your craft fair videos for you, I don't like to make just one item. I like to make multiple items so you can see what I've made. So here's the one we made together, and then here's another one using the expressions in ink. And then here's a few more with expressions in ink. that uses polished pink, and notice I've got a pink pen there, so anybody that loves pink, they're gonna want this. Here's one in green theme, Evening Evergreen. Your acts of kindness are like a breath of fresh air. I added a nice little wooden butterfly element that was purchased on the clearance rack. The world is better because of you. Here's this one here, it's a blue list pad. And here's another one with that same paper, but just a slightly different pattern, wishing you a little extra happiness just because you're you. And that's the design we used. Now here's some that I used with some free paper from Stampin' Up! During Celebration. And we are in Celebration right now, so your $50 order would earn you at least two different designer series paper that's offered in the Celebration catalog. I love this one because the pattern here is blue, and I'm using the Night of Navy. Here's some old retired paper that's got blueberries on it, so somebody going to the grocery store could add their grocery list there on the inside. Here's some with the red raspberries, using one of those butterfly elements. Here's another one with strawberries. And then I like this one too, even though it's really super bright, wishing you a little extra happiness just because you're you, with the real red. And look at that, that's really pretty too. So let me show you some Christmas themed ones. I love the Sweet Stockings designer series paper. How fun is this, right? Anybody that's an animal lover with dogs or cats, or little gerbils maybe, is gonna love, there's a little mouse here too. Gonna love this, right? It's the most wonderful time of the year. And on the inside, I found these Christmas list pads with snowmen. So how cute is that? Here's some with the lights, Christmas lights. May your days be merry and bright. I used the real red rhinestones on these for that shine. Here's another with the dogs and the cats. Look at that, they've got a little reef. So stinking cute, right? Oh, here's a bird, here's a parrot. I didn't see that earlier. Here's some golden retrievers and some mice, and then here's a little cute cat. So how fun, right? Now here's more of the traditional paper, Painted Christmas Designer Series paper. And this one I found the poinsettia list pads. So I used the poinsettia list pads for the more formal Christmas paper. And then It's the Most Wonderful Time of the Year with the real red rhinestones. And this one's too, it kind of looks like vellum, but it's really not, it's paper. And then here's a sweet one with pine cones, and I found these kind of Christmas themed snowflake pens, which is super fun. All right, so that's all the list pads that I've made for you. So again, I'm going to be offering this this ordering special for the month of August, and it's for the first 10 customers. So once I hit 10, because I only have so many of these and I want to save some for my craft fair, the first 10 orders that come in of at least $50 using the host code here, NTDHAK9H, will receive one of these list pads for free from me, and I can immediately ship those out once I see your order. So again, my website is inspiredbygraham.com. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Hope you learned how to create a list pad. I will have the dimensions in the description box. I'll have all this information as well. And I'll also link another list pad tutorial I did, I think in 2019 or 2020. I can't quite remember, but that'll give you some more ideas on how I used all the pretty paper. All right, I hope you had a great time with me today, and if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, share it, and also subscribe to my channel. Thanks so much and have a great day.